We're going to talk about ergonomics, basically about our back care and about office positioning. Adjusting your activities to fit your body. Ergo means work in Greek, and nomics mean rules or laws. So literally the laws of work is what ergonomics means. Ideally, because of ergonomics, the study of work, you will do your job safer and easier, reduce any kind of physical and mental stress. Physical stress, I mean, you'd be in pain, but also you may have to go to the doctor, then that would save money. Environmental things that are factors in working would be if it's too hot or too cold. Maintenance knows all well how we feel about that, especially when one person's cold and one person's hot. They do the best they can. And physical things that you do, such as lifting boxes. Environmental factors can affect your hearing. The lawnmower is very loud. The dryer is very loud. Vision, if you're looking at a computer a lot or doing a lot of reading. And just your general comfort and health. And as I said, temperature is part of that. We place pressure. When you place pressure or stress on a part, you could injure it. Also, repetitive movement can do that as well, and it hurts your joints, muscles, nerves, tendons, bones. Depending what kind of force you have go through it, you could break a bone. I like this cartoon. What does carpal tunnel syndrome feel like? He's the executioner. He has a peace sign on there. This poor guy's head is on the chopping block. Have a nice day. And I'm not quite sure what the dragon thing is over there. Repetitive disorders we're going to talk about first. Basically, it's caused from repetition, awkward positioning, excessive pressure, vibration. I talk about this because everybody uses the stupid computer at home, and every time the annual in-service comes up, I start getting sore shoulders and back, and it's because I'm just horrible at positioning my body. Prevention of this is making sure your elbows are in a comfortable position. Ideally, if you just have them hang down straight, not even being on the arm of the chair, that seems to be very comfortable. Maintain an S-curve with your spine. Keep your wrists in a neutral position. I have a picture here of wrists. They want you to keep them nice and straight, not angled either way. And nice and straight in the wrist, not a huge angle there. Try to keep your keyboard lower than your desk. That's my problem, is my keyboard isn't much lower than my desk, and I'm always reaching up and my shoulders are always hurting. And if you do have pain or tingling, you should see your doctor. Okay, watching your back. I like this picture. You can see the evolution of man, upright, then going down with the rake and the jackhammer, now at the computer. The spine is marvelous and a great structure. It is characterized by strength and mobility. Instructional goals is to teach you how to prevent back injury, to show you improper postures and behaviors, and to show you exercises to make your back stronger. The spine is composed of 24 freely movable bones and vertebrae. These vertebrae protect the spine cord and structures and support. The bones of the vertebra are separated by cartilage called discs. These discs absorb all the shock and allow movement so the bones don't rub on each other. Spine anatomy, a complex network of ligaments and muscles, stabilize your spine and move your spine. So when you do lifting, you need to assess your load. That's the first thing you have to do, assess, don't guess. When you're lifting a box, after you've assessed, bend your knees, lift with your legs, hold the load close to your body, contract your stomach muscles as you lift, and keep your back aligned and upright as you lift, and avoid twisting while you're lifting. Key is if you can keep your back straight. Just concentrate on keeping it straight. Don't hyperextend your back. Just keep it straight. Pretend you're walking with a book on your head. So you want to make sure you straddle the load, keep your feet fairly as far apart as you can, and try to carry the load close to your body. Never bend at the waist to lift. All the weight's going to go right into those muscles there, and you could strain them, or worse yet, have a herniated disc or something in your back. Back pain, if you have injured it, it's one of the worst things. You're injured for life, it seems. When possible, push your load. Do not pull heavy objects. Backpack straps should be worn on both shoulders. Excessive weight bearing should be avoided in backpacks. In other words, don't make it too heavy. Avoid lifting overhead. If you must lift overhead, use a sturdy step stool or ladder to reduce your neck and back strain. If you don't have to lift, try not to. Like, get a cart like he's dreaming about. Use mechanical aids to lift whenever you can. See maintenance with one of these. I use this sometimes for the in-service. Try to make sure you're balanced. Don't carry everything on one side. That's hard on your back. The muscles on the other side of the back are doing overtime because of that. Use a footstool to relieve lower back pain while standing, ironing, shop work, washing the dishes, shaving, or lecturing. If I were standing, I'd probably be over to one side. I tend to do that. When you're gardening, kneel and don't squat. Kneel and don't stand up straight. When sweeping, use short strokes with the broom. Hold it close to your body. Avoid large sweeping motions. Do not bend at the waist while you're sweeping. When you're mopping or vacuuming or raking or shoveling, any kind of small movements, hold the implement close to your body. Avoid extending the implement away from your body. And if you were here, I could have you lift up a stick or mop and show you the difference between holding it close and holding it far away. Avoid bending over the sink. Try to shave in the shower if you're a guy. Use a footstool to reduce spinal stress when shaving over the sink. I don't know how compliant everyone would be with that, but I would shift my weight from one foot to the other. This was interesting because I had never considered doing this, especially being from Minnesota. Do not bend over the trunk. It says they put your foot on the bumper, but see, I wouldn't want to get my leg all dirty. I'll go with this, with a leg out in the back. Look a little strange, but at least you have good posture for your back. When you get into the car, sit on the seat and swing around. Just because when you get in the way that most people get in, you tend to twist your back. You need to have your chair positioned so that your hips are level or below the level of your knees. Mine tend to be too high in my chair in my office, so I put my feet on the rollers on the bottom. I think they're still too low, but anyway. Use a chair with a comfortable and adjustable back support, and take frequent breaks to stretch and move about. I take coffee breaks. Avoid couches that are unsupportive, as well as chairs. This is how I sit a lot of the time. That's probably why my back hurts. Avoid propping up your legs on an ottoman or a stool. Sleep on your side with your head in a neutral position. Again, I sleep on my stomach, which is probably the worst you can do. Body pillows or buttresses may help reduce back and neck pain associated with sleeping. I sometimes will go on my side. I might put a pillow between my legs. And do not sleep on your stomach. Sleeping with a cushion under your knees may reduce low back pain. That's great if you're pregnant. Apparently it's great all the time. General fitness. It is a good idea to do aerobic exercise for 30 minutes 3 times a week. People who are aerobically fit are less likely to have lower back pain. You need to consult your doctor before you start on some program though. Exercises to avoid. You don't want to be doing leg lifts. It's really hard on your lower back, especially the coccyx. Flutter kicks, again, hard on your lower back. Bent rowing, I don't know if I've ever done that in my life. Someone's going to have to tell me exactly what that is. Deadlifting, bending over and lifting something really heavy, that's bad for the middle of your back especially. Full sit-ups, again, lower back, I would vouch for that. And clean and jerk, I think they do that in the Olympics, but these guys are athletes and we shouldn't be doing that. Remember that 1 ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. This is a compression fracture, and a lot of the residents, some of the residents here have had those, and they could vouch how painful that is. And there's my cat. Questions. What is the most important thing to do if you are going to lift something? Bend at the knees, move close to the object, keep feet shoulder width apart, or assess load. We had 2 slides on this. It's assess load. What is the best way to move a box? Push or pull, 2-arm grab, use your back muscles, twist and turn while lifting. Push or pull. They said push, try to avoid pulling. The other source I saw said push or pull versus lifting. So I'd go with that. And that's my artwork.